got the bloodlust.
Me too.
I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 252 of the program. Tonight we are talking about medical horror thriller Double Blind by Ian Hunt Duffy. My name is Amy. I'm your fearless leader. We have a subbing in tonight on the podcast. Jamie wasn't able to join us, so in her stead, please welcome my lovely and talented partner, Kay.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm
babe.
Kay.
That's Kay. Kay has to suffer through most of the movies that we watch for the show and a lot of movies that I forgot I don't have to wear my headphones. Going to take these off right now. And a lot of movies that I force her to watch, and she's a really good sport about it.
It is very entertaining hearing you do the start of the podcast, although you're doing it very slow right now. Usually it's, hi, it's a bloodlust.
Oh, because you listen on 1.5 or
Yeah,
1.25? 1.5. Do any of you listeners listen to me on 1.5, or is it just Kay? I've often wondered this.
I don't think I'm weird. I think a lot of people listen quickly.
It's a good way to get a lot more in.
Yeah, so much content.
Mm-hmm. Right in your brain. So I would like to just mention at the top of this episode, Jamie is not here because she lost her baby boy, Caesar. He was a very sweet baby and fluffy and handsome with the saddest eyes in the whole world. And he was with her for 18 years. And he sadly passed away on Friday. So if you know Jamie, please extend your sympathies to her. It's always hard to lose a baby. So rest in peace, Caesar. And I hope to have many more years of calendars of you. Like the one I'm looking at right now. With your sweet, handsome face. So let's move on. Nice cringe face. I just wanted to say something nice about Caesar. I'll miss him. He's my second favorite cat after Tommy.
Yeah, after Thomas.
Yeah. So we're talking about a medical thriller tonight, and that made me think about other medical thrillers. And so, our roundtable question for tonight is, what is your favorite medical horror movie? Kay, do you have one?
I mean, I feel like I could probably make a good argument for the Saw movies all being medical horror. They're based on a guy who has cancer trying to, take revenge and fulfill whatever. And also it all has a sort of aspect of physical taking limbs off.
Experimentation and amputation
And yeah.
yeah, I suppose that's true.
So I'm going to say the whole Saw franchise.
You could also say the Human Centipede.
Oh, God. Was the question, what's my favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's not going to be the Human Centipede. Okay.
I honestly thought that movie was surprisingly good.
Shocking.
I didn't watch it when it came out. It was like last year. I guess I am. And that's okay.
And I love you for it.
Thank you. So some medical horror that I was thinking of. I think my favorite is probably Eyes Without a Face, which is an older movie. It's French. And, what?
Nothing.
I haven't made you watch that one, I don't think. But it's very good.
No, but older movie and French. Yeah. Yeah, that all checks out for you too.
It's a very neat movie. It's about this guy whose daughter is disfigured in an accident, and he's a surgeon. And her face gets ripped off in the accident, and he keeps getting these women to come under the guise of hiring a maid or a secretary or something, and he keeps transplanting their faces onto his daughter, but they keep rejecting. Her face keeps getting rejected. It's very good, very creepy and haunting. So that's my favorite.
Oh, what's the new one with the girl that loves sex? The Frankenstein little monster.
Poor Things.
Poor Things. Okay, I changed my mind. It's Poor Things.
I guess it is kind of you could do any Frankenstein movie as a medical movie. That's true.
Brought her to life.
I was also thinking of like the Michael Crichton medical horror novels, and the one that was adapted as a movie called Coma with Michael Douglas from like 1980. That's a definite, like, straightforward, the hospital is doing horrible things to you kind of movie. So that one's probably the closest. Hugh's the closest to the category. But I also thought of the Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I thought was a pretty cool movie. And Dead Ringers, which is a really cool movie that we got to watch together sometime, about twin gynecologists, both played by Jeremy Irons. And that's a fun doctors without morals kind of movie.
Get in there. Get in there.
I also thought of The Skin I Live In, which is a Pedro Almodovar movie, which is very twisty-turny, and I wouldn't want to tell you anything about it because it would ruin the surprise. But it does have a medical horror kind of aspect to it. There's also a really cool movie called Seconds. I think it's John Frankenheimer, and it stars Rock Hudson, and it's about these rich guys who have lived out their life, and they can rent or inhabit the body of a new person who's like it's their second. They get another go round. That's a really cool kind of sci-fi horror movie. Also, anything David Cronenberg made, basically, up to the Crimes of the Future, his most recent movie. And some stuff his son made, like Antiviral. Excuse me, I'm drinking a beer, so I'm going to be a little gassy and burping. And I do apologize, listeners. So, listeners, what are your favorite medical horror movies? Anything that I didn't mention that you think applies? American Mary. There's a lot of elective surgery in that. You got to watch that sometime. You'll like that. I wonder what that's streaming on. Let's take a little quick peek.
Listeners, what's your favorite beer to burp into the microphone with? We also want to know about that.
I apologize again. American Mary is on Tubi. Yeah, we should watch that. I think you'd like it. It's about this girl in med school who needs to make extra money, so she does extreme body modification surgeries for people.
There was an SVU about that, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course there was. Because of course there was. Also, before we get into the episode proper, I wanted to mention that I finished my 14th book of the year. Thank you very much.
Clap, 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 clap.
Although my mom's on 40. 40.
Yeah, well,
But
your mom's retired.
She is retired. So I finished my 14th book, and it was Out There Screaming. It was the anthology of horror stories by Black writers that was edited by Jordan Peele. And I liked it very much. And it seemed like, for the most part, all of the stories that I really gravitated towards in it were the sci-fi ones. They kind of all felt like Black Mirror episodes. There was one called The Aesthete about AI people who were almost completely indistinguishable from human, and them being discriminated against, of course, by the government, and them possibly being able to reproduce, and how they were created for certain things. Like, some were storytellers, some were supposed to be, some were supposed to be just models, some were whatever. So that was a cool story. There's another one called Pressure, which I really liked. That was maybe my favorite, and that one was about them trying to manipulate the weather in order to combat climate change and the side effects from that. And I like that one a lot.
Topical. What if we just put some salt in the air? I don't know.
What if we just shoot the clouds with salt? There was one called Flicker that I liked very much. That was kind of a, we're living in a simulation kind of story. Very Twilight Zone-y. And then there was one called Your Happy Place, which was very cool and high concept. And it was about this scientist creating this way to basically just manipulate the brains and the motor functions of prisoners in order for them to perform physical labor tasks like assembling cell phones and making Nike sweatpants and stuff. It was pretty cool. Anyway, that's out there screaming. I recommend it very much. I think it's already, I don't know, I got it from the library. I think it's in paperback still or now. I don't know.
Higher? Question mark?
I'm not sure.
Question mark?
Yeah. So that is the round table and catching up with what I've been reading. So let's get into the movie, shall we? Let's talk about Double Blind. I'm going to read the stats because Kay said that she did not want to do it.
No. No, thank you. I don't need to stumble over people's names.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one that's coming up. This movie, Double Blind, is rated R. R. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 30 minutes. It was directed by Ian Hunt Duffy, written by Derek McGarrigle. It's D-A-R-A-C-H. I'm just going to guess that it's Derek. It stars Millie Brady, Pollyanna McIntosh, and Akshay Kumar. And I want to correct something that I said last time. Pollyanna McIntosh was not on Buffy. I had her confused with somebody else. She was actually the woman in that movie, The Woman, which is a pretty cool movie. And she's been on The Walking Dead and stuff. I still like the actress. I just confused her with somebody else who looks like her.
Could you think it was the other Slayer? Probably the other Slayer.
No, it was a character that wasn't on Buffy for very much. She was in one episode. Mm. And it turns out Pollyanna McIntosh was not. So I wanted to correct that. This movie premiered at the Neuchâtel International Fantastic Film Festival, which I think is in Switzerland, July 1st of last year, 2023. It had a limited release in theaters on February 9th of this year, 2024. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is 100% fresh with critics. However, only 8 critics have reviewed it. It is 73% fresh with the audiences, which has over 100 reviews, so that might be a little bit more accurate. And I also want to retract my statement last week or last time. I know,
How
damn it.
Embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. That this was free on Prime. I swear to God, it was free on Prime when we chose this one. But then it was a $5.99 rental. So we rented it.
We did. We forked up that cash for you, the
Almost-
audience.
Almost twice, actually. I watched it again before the 48 hours expired. So what is this about? Would you like to give us a brief synopsis, Kay?
Yeah, it'll be me.
Okay.
I want to do that. Okay, so it is going to be a group that is going to be in a double-blind experiment.
Do you want to explain what that means?
5 days. So neither the participant nor whoever is giving the test know who is getting the placebo and who's getting the actual medication. So nothing can be tampered with the experiment.
Yeah, so there can't be bias. But in this case, it was almost more like they meant, because I don't think any of them got the placebo.
No. The doctor ends up saying that in one of the frantic phone calls.
Okay.
So she also was still blinded by it. She was like, I can tell that no one has the placebo here.
Right.
But according to the higher ups, the show must go on.
Right.
So they were going to get anywhere between starting with 25 to 80 milligrams of this medication. And then after the first night, the main character can't fall asleep, and then she goes out, and everyone's also there not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
So
There's like 7 of them or something.
yeah. Then everyone is getting together and whatever. We assume there's going to be side effects. That's what the whole experiment is. But then they change it. Instead of just testing out this drug, it is going to be who can stay up the longest.
Because none of them can sleep.
None of them can sleep. Parameters have changed. So the science of it.
There is none.
The science of it is rough.
There's hardly any of the back and forth between the doctor and the company, the pharmaceutical company. They just kind of say, well, let's see where this goes.
I honestly, we're getting away from the synopsis right now, but I honestly didn't mind that there wasn't a lot of scientific talk because it is called double blind. No one's supposed
Nobody really
to
knows.
know.
Right.
It's just kind of, well, we're taking this to see what happens. And so that didn't really bother me. I almost wish that they didn't even take the time out to give the explanation of when they started dying, where they were just like, the brain is overreacting from overstimulation, and like none of that even made sense. So I wish that part didn't even.
Yeah, I agree. We don't even need much more of a setup than that, except for that people start dropping dead.
Right.
Once they fall asleep.
But who knows why? Because they are taking medication.
Right. And there's also a subplot or a side plot about a lockdown.
Right. And then the lockdown happens. It's 24 hours before someone will come in and check on them.
So there's no doctors, no people who are taking care of them. The doctor that was taking care of them tries to escape through a closing door with metal rods sticking out of it and is impaled. And they pull her through.
Wrong choice.
Yeah.
We both looked at each other and said, that is the wrong choice. If there was an impalement in front of us, leave that body in the door so that
you can wedge yourself through.
Leverage.
Yes.
Absolutely. Instead, they took that impaled body and they pulled her towards them just to watch her die.
That's right. So the setup of the movie is there are a bunch of people. This girl who is kind of a prickly pear of a character. She's not really friendly. She's pretty cold. She is the main character. There's some other side characters. There's an aggro white guy. Well, I think they're all white, except for the med student.
And also the one that was like
the Christian. The Christian.
Oh,
that's
the
right.
Christian that wasn't a Christian. Yeah.
That's right. So there's this aggro white dude. There's a couple of guys that are kind of sympathetic. And then there's this very perky girl named Allison who is really precious and tries to win over.
Just trying to look for a friend.
Right.
She's like, I got 5 days to make a best friend and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. She's endearingly optimistic, but not to the main character.
No.
So we have these characters that are fighting to stay awake and to ride out this lockdown. And of course, little interpersonal things pop up. There's suspicions. There's this, there's that. It's not a supernatural thing. It's a solidly...
And as they go along, because they can't sleep, hallucinations are starting. Mm-hmm. Is that from medication? Is that from sleep depravity?
Deprivation. So what did you think of this movie, babe?
I liked it. I liked the way that they kind of addressed all of the characters by saying like, oh, I know this one from another medical study, whatever. Kind of gave you some background insight to different people without... It didn't feel forced in the narrative because they were just like gossiping about other people that they were with. I really liked the way that the time moved in it. It made me so anxious.
They had a big countdown clock. At first, it's not a countdown clock, not till it's the lockdown.
But it really, like, we've all had that experience of you look at the clock, you look at it, what you think is an hour later, oh, it's been 10 minutes.
Right.
So the anxiety that it produced, that was very true for me. I'd say I'd give it a 3.5.
3.5? You would recommend this to other people?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think that it's worth the rental, or do you think that it's something that you could wait till it comes on streaming?
Yeah, I mean, $5.99 doesn't seem that crazy to me. I probably wouldn't be happy if we both went to the movies and spent, $22.
Yeah.
But I don't think $5.99 is too much for... It's good. It's entertaining.
I didn't like it as much as you. I was pretty disappointed in it. Mostly because the characters didn't think things through. I know they'd been deprived of sleep, but the buddy system would have immensely benefited these people.
Yeah.
And nobody even suggests it. I can see, like, it falling apart once you start to get so punch drunk and whatever, but at least start with the buddy system.
Especially because their failsafe were those smelling salts.
Yeah.
Smelling salts don't dissipate after 1 second. If you've got a friend near you, you can both get a hit of the smelling salts.
Right, you can both enjoy that at the same time.
Get a little boost of wakey wakey.
That's right. And you can also slap your friend when they start to doze.
Right. Someone having eyes on you instead
Yes! Because there's a lot of instances in this that I think really work, that I like, of characters not realizing they've fallen asleep.
Right.
And, I mean, I think they're cool, but in order to get them, a lot of times the characters had to do things that were really stupid, like wander off by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, no. We both said that when we were watching, too, of why would you... I understand that you don't really know these people, but you're in a literal life and death situation.
Right. You depend on the people you're with because you have no other choice.
Yeah. I liked that they were 3 stories underground. I liked that there was no windows. I liked how clinical it was. I liked that the set design was very, very minimal. They had, a chessboard and a ping pong table?
Yeah, and they had that mural on the back wall, which ended up being nice, and the one tree.
Which led into, the door. And then their little outfits, they were all wearing the same outfits, like scrubs over the top of some
Thermals
weird
that were
yellow
orange, like prison garb. Yeah.
prisoner babies, yeah. And shoes that you would absolutely wear.
Yeah, I probably would.
Very cute.
I like the whole idea of this very much. I like the idea of Big Pharma as the bad guy. Because who's the worst bad guy? Hardly anybody. Unless you're going to go after the patriarchy or capitalism, what's worse?
Maybe Big Oil.
Yeah, sure. But Big Pharma's a great bad guy.
It's a great bad.
And being afraid of doctors is very logical.
And being afraid of what medications we're putting into our bodies. I mean, in order to get approval, they do have to do these experiments.
Right.
This is a part of actual society, whether or not we are involved in it.
Right, and who goes out for these studies? People who are
need
desperate.
money. Yeah.
By any means necessary and don't have a lot of options. In fact, the main character says that. I need money now. I don't have a lot of options.
Right.
So it has a great setup. I just don't think it quite gets what it's trying to do. The things that I thought worked were the moments where the characters were thinking they were asleep, but they weren't. Or thinking they were awake, but they were asleep.
Right.
I think that they had an opportunity to make hallucinations that come with lack of sleep really creepy. And there were a couple times where they did that, but I think they should have done it more.
They also didn't start them early enough, I think, because...
You start hallucinating after like a day of no sleep.
And they were on day
4 before anything happened.
Right.
I didn't like the medical explanation. It was too vague.
Yeah.
They should have either done nothing or given us something that was at least semi-plausible.
I don't need the medical speak. I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah, that's fine. What they did have didn't make any sense and wasn't that great. I wish that the confusion between what was real and what wasn't had gone further and been more of a, unreliable narrator kind of thing. I feel like we got the background of the characters, like you said, that made it interesting. But we should have gotten more hallucinations from those characters that kind of tied into who they were.
Another way that we could have learned more backstory about the characters was when she went and read her own profile and didn't read anyone else's profile.
Yeah.
It was pretty specific what they were saying about her. No one's going to miss her. She doesn't have any money. She's a really good candidate for all of this. And so if there's that much about her, then there should be enough about the other people to at least get a general understanding, which leads into like the red herring of it all, to see if he really was like a part of the problem.
Because the interpersonal stuff where people stop trusting each other involves the med student who signed up for this because he wants to get a job working for this pharmaceutical company, and he thought it would look good if he volunteered for it.
And yet, then everyone turns against him.
Right.
Because they think, oh, you know so much about this company. It's clearly you're a plant.
Right.
And that would have been definitely put into the profile. Hey, just so you know, this guy knows what's going on.
Right. Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity. If it was me, I definitely would have read that stuff.
Yes, I am very vain. I would have read mine first, but I would have read everyone else's.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I didn't hate it, but I didn't really ultimately like where it ended up. But I think that it had a lot going for it. There were a couple of scenes that I thought were really effective. There was one scene where it was the second guy who died. He was the guy that was running around, the bearded guy. Mm-hmm. He started, of course, went off by himself, but he started having the sound and the picture in his mind be unsynced. Mm-hmm. His sound started to be off, so he'd like tap the glass and nothing would happen, or he'd turn the tap on in the sink and he wouldn't hear anything when the water was running, and then a couple seconds later it would start. And I thought that was really cool, and that's how he realized he was sleeping. That one was really cool, and
that happened to us when we were watching watching a show earlier today.
That was when we were watching the Kevin Spacey thing. It was
the
very
syncing
upsetting.
was off.
Yeah.
We must have been asleep.
Yeah, we must have been asleep. It also had some good writing, I thought.
Say more.
I at least liked the dialogue between the annoying girl and Claire, the main character. And I liked how she taught her how to play Tetris in her head when her mind was racing.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
And it came into play later when she was trying to be quiet in the body bag. I thought that was pretty good.
Fucking spoily.
Well, you don't know why she's hiding in a body bag.
I wouldn't know.
Mm-mm. I don't know if I recommend this. I think I'd give it a 3. It had a lot of good moments. In retrospect. And some interesting visuals and a pretty good score. What would I recommend instead? I don't know. A David Cronenberg movie, probably. Maybe The Brood. Or Dead Ringers. That would be a good one. So that's one recommend. And one, not really. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that's wowed me for quite a while.
It's very funny as a listener to this podcast of how you do come along. When other people are talking, you're like, I hate everything. Oh, I hate this movie. And then by the end, you're like, okay, it's fine.
It happens a lot, I guess. You're right. What did you think of the performances?
Well, I mean, they all had accents, and I loved that. I think the acting
this is
was
an
good.
Irish movie, P.S.
I think the acting was good. I liked the intensity of the girl that needed love and attention and affection. I loved.
Why would that have resonated with you? I can't imagine.
No, I just can't imagine. I loved also the Christian girl that's like, stop it. I don't even believe in that. I don't know why that resonated with me.
No, why would that resonate with you?
Yeah, no, I thought all of the actors did a very good job at portraying kind of, I don't know what's about to happen because here we are in this one moment that also is 5 days and we have no escape from it.
What would you have done in that situation? I'll tell you what I would have done. I would have gotten a buddy.
Yeah.
And I would have said, don't leave my sight, please.
No, that's a lie. You would have hung out with the rats.
I would have freed all the mice. There is, of course, this opens with a mouse. And
in a guillotine.
A guillotine. Yeah, it looked like a giant cigar cutter. But there's a cute little subplot about how Allison, the chipper one, wants to free the mice.
Because they might do mice adventures.
Because you never know. And Claire, the main character, is like, no, what is it going to do? So she frees one after Allison dies, after she was mean to her. So mean to her, and then she died.
Yeah, that was rough. Conscience.
And I'm spoiling, so oops, sorry about that.
We're off the rails. Amy's half a beer in.
Woo! So she ends up freeing this mouse, and the mouse burrows back into its cedar chips. And she's like, see, I told you.
Just as I suspected.
But then later she sees the mouse free, and she decides that means she should probably try and fight too.
Yeah. Although there was more than one mouse.
There's a lot of mice, and she only freed one.
Just the one.
It was just an empty gesture.
They could have had some good feedings for days.
They really could have.
A lot of bodies.
A lot of bodies.
Bodies, bodies, bodies. That's a different movie.
That's a different movie that you liked very much.
Yeah, that's true.
Let us talk spoilers.
Spoilies.
Spoilies. Look how many bites you have. Good Lord. So, spoiler-wise, everybody dies, right? Everybody dies but
Except
Claire.
for Claire.
Except for Claire. And she ends up, once the, how does Amir die?
I assume he falls asleep.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, they all don't trust him, and then they have him tied up. The one guy falls asleep. The girl who's going to go drug him realizes she's asleep because she sees herself.
Right. So she's dead.
Amir dies right before the quarantine is up. Oh, I know how he dies. I remember now. The door's open, and he walks out, and he gets shot.
Because they're coming in to silence the medical experiment.
Yeah.
Right.
So Claire ends up hiding in a body bag, and she comes out of the body bag as she's being driven away by some guys, some hazmat guys.
Yeah.
And they wreck the car. And she gets out. And at the end, we find out that she is in a coma, and what's it called? Blackwood? Yeah, Blackwood is cleared of all responsibility.
Of course they are.
And they blamed the doctor that gets impaled and said she went rogue. So they have no claim on this. This is not their burden to bear.
Right. Even though she was saying from day one, hey, I don't think anyone's on the placebo. Something is wrong. We should stop this experiment. And they're just like, give them more. And even the characters are like, we were only supposed to have 80 milligrams, and we're already past that on day 3. So what is happening? Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to give you 30,000 pounds if you can just last.
Yeah, they offer him a lot more money, and everyone's celebrating. There's also a little subplot where Amir tries to make an antidote that might also put Claire into a coma.
Right.
And that's very frustrating because it gets smashed.
And then instead of starting the antidote over, which we assume since it's a medical lab, they have enough.
Right, and he was walking the other guy through it since he was tied up.
Right. They could just start again, but
they don't.
They didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they did not.
They sure didn't. So
that's another failed plot.
That subplot died right there. So then at the very end,
I also thought that it was crazy that she ended up going into her own body bag because there was only 3 guys that came in their suits. How in the world
did they miscount?
Did they not? Yeah. We're looking for one more. Oh, no. Actually, we're all full. I guess let's just...
Oh, I guess we got him.
Got him. Got them all.
I swear I counted 7, but here's 8.
Yeah.
But it worked. It got her out.
Someone's in there just going... That's a Tetris song, if anyone didn't know.
You know that, right? Right, listeners? So at the very end, she wakes up, and hopefully that leaves us with a little grain of hope that maybe she'll be able to get some kind of recompense.
Poor woman who has nothing else going for her, whose mom is actively dying, who came out of a coma to tell her story about how Big Pharma was poisoning everyone. Anyways,
that's right.
That'll be a fine.
That'll fly over easily, and nobody will do anything to her.
Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna get a lot of money.
Oh, you know what's another good medical thriller is Unsane, where what's her name? Claire Foy ends up getting put into a mental hospital. because they don't believe her that she's being stalked.
You
That's
just
a
thought of
creepy
it
movie.
because her name's also Claire.
Maybe not.
Hard saying.
Who can say?
So now what are you giving it?
A 4. Just
5
kidding.
stars.
No, I still give it a 3. I didn't really want to even watch it a second time. I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it better.
I liked it. I still don't really get the door situation. Other than, that was fun when they thought they
That was a pretty good moment.
They thought they found an elevator, and then the second that he walked into it, I was like, that's an incinerator. And then it turned out to be an incinerator, and I love being right.
Yeah, and he was like, we gotta think of ourselves, Claire. We can't get the other people and let them leave.
And he left her.
Yeah, and he left her.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good scene.
And then he burned alive.
So I'm still saying 3. Okay. Listeners, did you watch Double Blind?
Answer me, riddle me this.
What did you think? If you did, let us know. You know how to get in touch with us.
Do you want those sneakers that everyone was wearing? They were very cute.
They were cute.
Do you want to play ping pong? Do you want to play chess?
I wouldn't mind. Would you volunteer for one of these?
I think I would.
I think I would too. I've been on so many medications that I'm sure my doctors didn't know
Right.
what they were going to do before I know they didn't. If they did, they didn't tell me.
Right.
I would try it.
Make that money, honey.
Right?
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's a vacation.
That'll be nice.
I hope I get the placebo.
I hope you do too, honey.
I don't want to be puking like it. I guess it only showed really 2 of them having a real rough night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Usually it's just dry mouth. Well, this concludes our episode on Double Blind. Let us know what you thought of it. Let us know any movie or book recommendations that you have.
Let us know if you want to sign up for the double blind experiment with us and have a vacation.
Yeah, this would be nice. All the ping pong you can play. You can get in touch with us on thebloodlust.net, thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram and on Facebook. And please give us a review if you have not already. It would help us tremendously. I think we have 86 reviews on iTunes in the US store. Been sitting at 86 for a little while. If you could help us with that, we'd appreciate it.
Tell Jamie how much you missed her today. I don't know. Although I didn't hit the microphone, so
Good job, babe.
you're welcome.
Yeah. And I'm not sitting as close to it as I normally am, so I didn't hit it a million times like I usually do. Although I was hitting my vape. Sorry about that if you can hear it. Usually I only do it when Jamie's talking and I can edit it out, but this is only one vocal track, so.
Bam, bam, bam.
Ba-ba-ba-bow. What do you want to do now?
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. No, that's we say Hail Ratma.
Oh. I almost said Satan, so.
Hail Satan.
I don't know, probably watch a movie.
Okay. What kind of movie you want to watch now?
Not another ghost one. You picked a dud.
Kay did not like the movie we watched this morning. It was called The Stone Tape. It seemed like a made-for-TV movie from like 1972 England. And it was very sexist. The lone female scientist was always being dismissed as being hysterical.
Yeah, poor baby was an empath, and it showed.
I thought it was a cool idea, though.
Sure.
But it definitely had a really low budget,
Yeah.
and the special effects were laughable. And as always, you were a good sport for watching it with me.
Shucks, thanks.
And thanks for filling in a pinch.
Yeah.
And Jamie, we love you, and we know that you don't listen to the podcast, but in case you happen to listen to this one since you weren't on it, we're real sorry about Caesar. And we'll see you in 2 weeks as we talk about our next movie, which is going to be a theater movie. It is called I Saw the TV Glow.
Oh, I thought you meant it was about the theatre.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, honey.
We're going to the theater.
We are going
Which
to the
is-
theater, which
that's
you
fine.
like.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure it's a recliner.
It's the only way I go.
Just for you. I Saw the TV Glow. It is a Jane Schoenbrunn movie. She made We're All Going to the World's Fair, which came out in 2022, I think. So this is her new movie, And we are going to go see it, and you should go see it and talk about it with us in 2 weeks. So thanks for listening. And until next time, I've been Amy.
I'm Kay.
Thank you and good night.
It doesn't rhyme.
Well, how many things rhyme with Amy? Jamie. That's it.
I'll see you.
Hail Rama.